And humanity will have to grow up fast, like overnight fast. But here's the beautiful part. When contact is undeniable, it won't matter where you're from, what you believe, or what color your passport is. In the presence of beings who've mastered space, time, and soul, every flag, every border, every label will feel like a joke we forgot to stop telling.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down.
The other day, I was imagining what it would actually feel like to be in the presence of a being from another planet. Just sitting there, across from, looking at him, overwhelmed with the reality this dude's from another fucking planet. I mean, I assume my first emotion would probably be complete overwhelming panic, like walking through the Serengeti desert at dusk and locking eyes with a lion. You know, your body screams, run, but your soul whispers, stay. And if you do stay and don't pass out, the fear will dissolve and awe will flood in. You will absolutely feel their frequency, their calm, ancient energy, like meeting a grandparent you forgot existed, one who's been watching over you, the whole time, concerned for us, this primitive species that's still fighting over skin color, imaginary borders, and whose God has the bigger cosmic wiener. I mean, seriously, most of our wars are just insecure belief systems trying to out alpha each other in the name of truth. And somehow they still love us. Personally, I can't believe there are people who still think we're alone in the universe, like completely alone. That out of the trillions of galaxies, stars, and planets, our little rock with TikTok, fast food, and reality TV is the apex of intelligent life. That's not just ignorance, that's delusion with a Wi-Fi connection. I mean, it's the same monkey brain mentality that tried to silence Copernicus for suggesting the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. Like flat earthers with smartphones. No offense to modern day flat earthers. Actually, they're always offended. Like anyone who believes the earth is a sphere is just some government controlled sheep. So honestly, it's hard not to offend them. I mean, bless their hearts. If ignorance were an Olympic sport, they would gold medal in mental gymnastics. The stars, fake. The moon, a projection. The earth flat, and we're the only life in the entire universe. Dude, I don't even know what to say other than I do admire their unshakable confidence. I used to feel like a minority because I believed there was intelligent life throughout the universe. You had to whisper or bite your tongue to avoid the eye rolls and the jokes and the ridicule. But over the last decade, truth's been seeping out faster and faster. Still painfully slow, but I do think we've reached a tipping point where now the cavemen, the ones who still think the earth is the only cradle of life in the infinite cosmos, they're the minority. And trust me, when the ships land and reality pulls the rug out from underneath their worldview, I won't be holding their hand. They'll have to sack up and find a way to expand a consciousness that's been wound so tight it squeaks every time it's challenged. I have to admit, I do hold a tiny grudge against these spiritually neutered academics and the scripture quoting drones, terrified their God might be smaller than the cosmos. I believe our long awaited reunion with our ancestors from the stars has been delayed by the sleeping masses who seem to be more afraid of change than collapse. You know, the people who mock the open minded, the ones who cheer when we burn knowledge or rewrite history without blinking. My desire to urge them awake gets dimmer by the day. Honestly, I find it easier to just toss them a pillow and let them nap through the shift. But that sleep, my friend, is ending because the day is coming when the ships don't hide. No more blurry footage, no more weather balloon headlines. They'll arrive openly and undeniably. And when they do, the governments will scramble and the religions will rewrite and skeptics will stutter. And humanity will have to grow up fast, like overnight fast. But here's the beautiful part. When contact is undeniable, it won't matter where you're from, what you believe, or what color your passport is. In the presence of beings who've mastered space, time, and soul, every flag, every border, every label will feel like a joke we forgot to stop telling. And in that moment, we will gain something we've never truly had, a cosmic perspective. We'll stop being flags and borders and start being earthlings. One species on one fragile, miraculous planet, front row at the Galactic Theater, watching Act Three of a play we thought we were directing. And no, they're not coming because we've mastered intelligence. They're coming because we've mastered contrast, because we are rare. We are unlike anything else in the galaxy. A species on the edge of awakening, still covered in mud, but glowing from the inside out. Humanity is seen by many advanced civilizations as a hybrid experiment, a living mosaic of cosmic bloodlines and starseed codes, Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian. Earth is like a galactic crossroads or a living library, like a wild experiment in free will and emotional range, unlike anything else. Our chaos, it isn't a glitch, it's the feature. Like our emotions, our creativity, our heartbreak, our joy, that's what makes us rare. And when we finally remember who we are, when we reclaim our galactic memory and step into our role, we will create heaven on earth. Now, I know this might sound bold or maybe even naive, but I don't think this is some distant sci-fi fantasy 100 years away. I think it's going to happen within the next few years. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say before 2028. And I'm not talking about blurry blips on radar or leaks from anonymous military guys on podcasts, dude. I'm talking about undeniable global visible contact. Like a mothership has been hovering over the coast of Florida for 3 weeks. That. And the timing isn't random. It's converging. You can feel it in the energy, in the chaos, in the awakenings, the collapsing of the old systems. It's all accelerating for a reason. We are approaching a collective tipping point, a threshold. And when it breaks, reality is going to stretch wider than most people are ready for. Some of us have spent lifetimes whispering to the stars, and soon the stars will whisper back. Not with radio signals, not with cryptic crop circles, but with a door swinging open in the sky. And when it does, we won't step through as humans. We will step through as something new. And when we do, the universe won't feel like something out there. It will feel like home. The greatest cover up wasn't their existence, it was our own divinity. Okay, man, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will be meeting some of you in the field for a session soon. Okay, peace.
On a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you.